Bitter criticism. Such a nice view, isn't it? This time I remember. This time I did it. Valparaiso City. Let's do the genocide dossier as usual. The genocide dossier. Genocide dossier from Al Jazeera. For the first time, the genocide in Gaza is not the most important thing as the election says. U.S. election live. Latest polls show Harris Trump tied as voting underway. Tied. But here we go, the genocide dossier. Live updates, at least 54 Palestinians killed in Israeli attacks on Gaza since dawn. So 24 hours ago is being 54 killed. Relatives of the Palestinians who lost their lives mount at Al-Aqsa Martyrs Hospital after Israeli army attacked the tens of displaced Palestinians in Deir al-Bala. Tuesday. Live updates. At least 54 Palestinians killed in Israeli attacks on Gaza since dawn. Israeli attacks have wiped out 37 towns in southern Lebanon, according to the country's state news agency. By Ilenia Gostoli and Usaid Siddiqui, November 5th, 2024. At least 54 Palestinians have been killed in Gaza since dawn, according to medical sources who spoke to our colleagues at Al Jazeera Arabic. Israeli forces have attacked Kamal Adwan Hospital in North Gaza for a second day, injuring medical staff and patients, including newborn babies, at the facility's nursery, according to medical staff. Intense Israeli attacks have wiped out 37 towns in southern Lebanon, destroying more than 40,000 housing units, a report from Lebanon's national news agency says. That's incredible. 40,000 housing units. So they destroyed everything. That's fascism, people. Israel's genocide in Gaza has killed at least 43,391 Palestinians and injured 102,347 since October 7, 2023. An estimated 1,139 people were killed in Israel during the Hamas-led attacks that day, and more than 200 attacks and more than 200 were taken captive. This is the summary. Al Jazeera has a summary, a nice summary. Everything is nice about Al Jazeera. In Lebanon, at least 3,002 people have been killed and 13,492 wounded in Israeli attacks since the war on Gaza began. Thursday, November 5, 3 minutes ago. More on Israeli attack on Syria. An Israeli attack target an industrial zone and some residential buildings in Al-Qasr Homs province in central Syria, Syrian state TV reports. The outlet quoted the Homs province's health director as saying there were no injuries. A previous Israeli aggression on Al-Qasr on Thursday wounded a number of civilians and caused material damage, state media said. Israel's military, which typically does not comment on specific reports of strikes in Syria, claimed in a statement in reference to that attack that it had hit weapons, storage facilities, and command centers used by Hezbollah. Thursday, November 5th, 13 minutes ago. Lebanon sees Biden Harris as different sides of the same coin. By Dorsa Jabari. The US vote is seen in some countries as the difference between war and peace stability or volatility. But for the Middle East, many here believe that though both candidates may differ on many of their policies, when it comes to this region, they are more aligned than anywhere else. People here believe that both of the candidates have the same rhetoric that we have been hearing, that they have unconditional support for Israel, and that is likely to continue once they are in office. Just a second. Just a second. There isn't a lot of hope here in the Middle East that things will change drastically. What we have seen from the Biden administration is failed attempts to try and bring about a ceasefire to end this conflict between Hezbollah and Israel. And it hasn't been successful so far. The official position here from various government levels that we have heard is that the United States hasn't been strong enough to stand against Israel and to pressure Israel into agreeing to the ceasefire, and that is the government position. What we have heard from regular Lebanese cities is that these two candidates are basically different sides of the same coin. There isn't going to be a drastic change whoever is voted into the White House. There is a clear understanding that the US policy is going to be siding with Israel, and things will continue as they are what they are hoping for. Thursday, November 5th, 27 minutes ago, Israel kills 54 people in Gaza since dawn. At least 54 people have been killed in Israeli attacks across various areas of the Gaza Strip since dawn, according to medical sources who spoke with our colleagues at the Al Jazeera Arabic. Of those, 39 were in northern Gaza, where Israel launched a major air and ground assault about a month ago, and 37 minutes ago. Israel destroys private property, infrastructure in West Bank's Tulkarem and Nur Shams. Israeli bulldozers have caused extensive damage to infrastructure and private property during a 4-hour operation in Tulkarem and Nur Shams camps in the western occupied West Bank. Videos verified by Al Jazeera's fact-checking agency Sanad shows scenes of bulldozing and vandalism of the streets in the camps. One video clip captures Israeli forces detonating an explosive device in Nur Shams. In Tulkarem camp, Israeli bulldozers destroyed streets and damaged the main water line supplying the area, according to the Wafa news agency. In Nur Shams camp, properties were also heavily damaged, with a shop set on fire and completely destroyed. Israeli forces also maintained a tight siege around both camps, deploying vehicles at all access points and placing snipers on rooftops, Wafa reported. And 42 minutes ago now. Israeli forces killed 3 Palestinians near occupied West Bank's Jenin. According to the Palestinian Ministry of Health, Israeli soldiers have raided the occupied West Bank, the occupied West Bank city of Kabatiya, killing 3 Palestinian men. We will bring you more news on this as we get it. And 1 hour ago, and that's it. In step hailed by BDS, Carrefour in Jordan being replaced with a new retail chain. Carrefour's Middle East franchise, Mahid Al Futain, says it is replacing Carrefour in Jordan with a new brand, Hypermax, which is to focus on locally sourced products. Mahid Al Futain, the executive Middle East franchise of the French retailer, attributed this step to the fact that it, quote, regularly reviews and assesses its businesses to ensure it remains agile in adapting to evolving market dynamics, unquote. But Carrefour, which launched in Israel in May last year under a franchise agreement, has been targeted by the Palestinian-led boycott divestment sanctions by the S movement over the business in the country. The Carrefour Jordan Facebook post was shared more than 7,000 times, with many comments linking the closure to the boycott campaign over Israel's war in the Gaza Strip. Majid Al Futain said Hypermax, a new brand Arab grocery chain, will be rolled out across all 34 of its stores in Jordan.